Hello and welcome back to our Pacific Northwest road trip. Before we go any further, let's clear up a very common confusion. Washington State is located on the west coast of the USA. Washington, D.C. is on the opposite side of the country, on the east coast, and is the capital of the United States. As we cross the bridge from Oregon into Washington, we officially enter the northwestern corner of the United States. As you could see on the map, Washington State stretches from the Pacific Ocean all the way up to the Canadian border, and that proximity already shows in the landscape. As we continue driving, a rainbow appears in front of us, a quiet, symbolic welcome into Washington State. Water surrounds us everywhere, rivers, streams, moisture hanging in the air. This is one of the most diverse national parks in the United States, featuring mountains, rainforests, rivers, and wildlife, all within the same region. We pass through Aberdeen. Aberdeen is best known as the hometown of Kurt Cobain, where his musical journey began. But driving through the city today, there is little that reflects that legacy. We head toward Olympic National Park, located on the Olympic Peninsula, in the northwestern part of the state. Dense forests dominate the landscape, giving it an almost Canadian feel. And that makes sense, Canada is just a short drive north from here. The many fallen logs and muddy defrosted areas in Olympic National Park and across Washington are mainly caused by the region's climate. Heavy rainfall, frequent storms, and strong winds knock down trees, while saturated soils make roots unstable. In winter, freeze-thaw cycles loosen the ground, and when temperatures rise, snowmelt and rain turn trails into muddy, defrosted patches. These natural processes are part of the park's dynamic, constantly changing ecosystem. Olympic National Park is about scale and silence. We step into the Hoh Rainforest, one of the most famous temperate rainforests in the world. Today, we are especially lucky. Compared to Oregon, the weather here is noticeably friendlier. Everything feels ancient here. Trees tower above us, wrapped in thick layers of moss. The air is damp, quiet, and heavy with life. This forest doesn't demand attention, it commands respect. There are places on Earth where time slows down, where the air feels older than memory. Here, on the western edge of Washington State, rain doesn't rush, it lingers. It seeps gently into moss-covered ground, feeds towering trees, and whispers through ferns that have grown undisturbed for centuries. Every step feels hushed, as if the forest itself is listening. The moss on trees in the Hoh Rainforest thrives because of constant moisture, mild temperatures, and low light. Heavy rainfall and frequent fog keep the air humid year-round, allowing moss to grow on bark without harming the trees. It's a sign of one of the wettest, healthiest temperate rainforests on Earth. The trees rise like cathedral pillars, some over 300 feet tall. This is one of the last remaining temperate rainforests in the world, a place where life thrives not in spite of the rain, but because of it. Underfoot, fallen giants rest where they once stood, becoming nurseries for new life. Nurse logs cradle seedlings, mushrooms, and moss proof that nothing here is ever truly lost. Everything transforms. Their branches are draped in emerald moss, alive with moisture, glowing softly even in the shade. This forest breathes green, deep, layered, endless. This forest doesn't demand attention, it invites patience. The Hoh rainforest reminds us that nature doesn't hurry. Growth happens slowly, strength is built quietly. And in a world that moves fast, this place asks something rare of us: to slow down, to breathe deeply, to remember what it feels like to simply exist. Listen closely, the distant rush of the Hoh River, birdsong echoing through the canopy, the quiet drip of water falling leaf to leaf.
Dann ab nach Hause.
Once again, we encounter wildlife. Elks appear calmly along the roadside, unbothered by our presence. Later, deeper in the forest, we spot reindeer, quiet, unexpected, and almost surreal. We continue north toward Forks. We stay in a beautiful cottage near the highway. Despite its location, it feels warm, cozy, and surprisingly peaceful. Forks is one of the few convenient places to stay when driving through Olympic National Park, which makes it a common overnight stop. Forks itself is quiet, almost sleepy. Although the town became famous through the Twilight movies, it doesn't feel particularly cinematic today. Most of the souvenir shops are still closed when we arrive, opening late in the morning. Unless you're a dedicated fan, Forks isn't a place we would strongly recommend spending extra time in, but it works well as a practical stop during a long road trip. Large trucks pass by, transporting freshly cut wood, a reminder of how important forestry is here. We also decide to skip the coastal side of Washington state. Based on research and comparison, the coastline here is very similar to what we already experienced in Oregon: rugged cliffs, gray skies, and dramatic beaches. Instead, we choose to focus on Washington's inland beauty. Silence, wood fires, and burned trees become dominant features of this journey. Long stretches of road, dense forest on both sides, very little traffic. This is not a luxury destination. No resorts, no polished attractions. But what it offers instead is something rare: peace. Even though there is a government shutdown at the time of our visit, the park remains accessible. And another unexpected surprise, we came across these sweet and curious reindeers. We had planned to visit Hurricane Ridge, one of the most iconic viewpoints in Olympic National Park. Unfortunately, it's closed due to heavy snowfall. Still, from a distance, we catch brief glimpses of snow-covered peaks rising through the clouds. Even unseen, the mountains make their presence known.
Bye-bye, South 101.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye, Pacific Highway.
In half a mile, bear left onto I-5 north towards Seattle.
As we continue east, we pass Tacoma without stopping. From the highway, the Tacoma Dome appears on one side. And on the other, Mount Rainier. Massive, snow-covered, impossible to ignore, Mount Rainier dominates the landscape of Washington state and can be seen from many parts of the region. Our journey continues toward North Bend and Snoqualmie, famous for their connection to Twin Peaks. Those iconic locations will be explored in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel